Getting muscular, also sometimes referred to as natural bodybuilding, we're getting a jacked physique, we're getting ripped, we're getting shredded, we're getting aesthetic, we're getting swole, we're getting buff, we're getting yoked, we're getting peeled, we're making gains, or whatever people will call it 2 months from now, is actually pretty easy. You can see that over time, getting jacked has become less of an achievement and more of an expectation, because pretty much everyone works out now. My guess is because house prices are unaffordable, friends are basically impossible to make outside of school, your hobbies aren't interesting unless they make money, everyone who doesn't look like a model is chopped, marriage rates are plummeting, and it's hard to make a living when everyone's fighting for only a small chance at getting not a piece of the pie, but a piece of a piece of a piece of a piece of the pie. But at least we can all get big muscles, look in the mirror, and tell ourselves that at least we're doing something right in this world. A common question most people wonder when they begin is how long does it take to get muscular? And that really depends on how optimal your workouts are, your age, your gender, your genetics, your diet, your sleep, your height, your starting body weight, and most importantly, it depends on what you define as muscular. If you have average expectations, as in you just want to see a noticeable change in your physique, then it probably takes about 6 months. If you want to really visually look like you work out, then probably at least 1 year. If you want to look like the muscular people you see from time to time in real life, 2 to 3 years. If you want to look like the shredded people you see every day on the internet, probably 400 to 600 milligrams per week. And if you want to be truly happy with how your physique looks, you are probably asking for too much. No matter what your goal is, one of the saving graces about building muscle is that progress is fast at the beginning and exponentially slows down the more muscular you get. That means someone who's been training for 2 years is much bigger and stronger than they were at the beginning. This beginning portion is called newbie gains, where you can do pretty much any recommended workout routine, and as long as you make a conscious effort to lift hard, sleep, and eat protein, you can't not build muscle. Usually, during the next 2 years of training, you do grow a lot, and you do have noticeable changes, but it's not as fast as the progress you made during your first 2 years. If this part was newbie gains, this part is maybe gains. Here, you can no longer afford to have a bad diet and a pump and dump workout schedule where you skip weeks at a time and just do whatever machine is open. You actually have to start measuring your progress, tracking your sets and reps, sticking to a good diet, not skipping days, not skipping sleep, not watching videos about working out as a replacement for working out. And lastly, in most cases, someone who's trained for 8 years looks barely any different from how they looked after year 4 or 5. This is the stage at which you're basically just maintaining and looking for ways to optimize and eke out a little more progress. Either that, or you get fed up of how slow you're building muscle, so just to feel some sense of progress again, you switch to something entirely different, like powerlifting, or you start rock climbing, or you hit the courts, or you hop on a cycle, or one day, after working out, you come home, relax, and hop on the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made, War Thunder. If you're looking to dive deep into the depths of military history, look no further. I don't know how they have the budget to make it free, since it literally has thousands of military tanks, planes, helicopters, ships, and each one is intricately modeled to attack and take damage like it would in real life, with realistic damage systems where each hit matters, something you can see for yourself using War Thunder's X-ray feature. Now you can see in style how you got absolutely destroyed or landed the perfect hit. They literally developed their own in-house engine just so that these graphics can still run with no lag on whatever machine you have right now. What I really like about it is, if you just want some simple PvP gameplay, they have an arcade mode. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, they have a realistic mode. And if you're really into military history and vehicles, they have a simulator mode. So it's kinda like 3 games in 1. Join a community of over 70 million players today for free on your PC, PlayStation, Xbox, or even mobile devices. Just sign up using the links in the description or the pinned comment, and on PC and console you get a massive bonus pack. It's for anyone who's new to the game or hasn't played in 6 months. It'll grant you the exclusive vehicle decorator, Eagle of Valor, 100,000 Silver Lions, 7 days of premium account, and more, and that's a limited time offer, so don't miss that. Link down below. So where was I? Oh yeah, hopping on a cycle. No one should actually do it. It's basically swapping your vital life-sustaining organs for a little bit extra muscle and strength, which no one will actually care about anyway because you didn't get it naturally. Even if your excuse is that you want to become something like a professional bodyguard, where you really need a lot of muscle, like way more than the average person, imagine how embarrassing it would be to juice up and shave years off of your life and still not even get the job because you're too small. It would literally be impossible to come back from that kind of thing. So you're better off not even considering going down that road. Anyway, the reason why I say building muscle pretty much all comes down to consistency is that being consistent, even just 2 times a week, even with some unoptimized 90-minute full body routine that you find on the first page of Google, will eventually get you to fill out most of your muscular potential. Because first of all, everyone on earth who has ever lifted consistently at least 2 times a week for an extended period of time, at some point began to take pride in it. And after a few years, it usually ends up making about 25% to 90% of your personality. You'll very quickly realize what progressive overload is. You need to increase the weight you're lifting or the reps you're doing to keep making gains. You'll start looking up diet tips. You'll start learning about different exercise variations. You'll start researching what the optimal protein sources are, what the optimal protein per pound of body weight is. And you'll probably even accidentally get sucked into a niche fitness rabbit hole. So no, you really don't have to know anything about bulking or cutting or optimal exercise form or optimal workout splits when you start going to the gym. Because as long as you go consistently and never stop, you will voluntarily start seeking out that information. Even the people who study all that stuff before working out for the first time will still end up researching everything again, just because it's one of the few times you can watch videos about one of your hobbies while also feeling like you're doing something productive. Another reason why working out consistently is more important than working out optimally is that we're all going to the same place anyway. Since I said before, if you train well and have a decent diet, your visible progress starts maxing out after about 6 to 8 years of training. And honestly, it's probably faster than that, but I'm trying to be nice. So eventually, we're all going to get pretty close to our max potential, and whether you do 20 sets per muscle group per week, or you just do 10, or you do 40, the only thing that changes is how long it'll take you to get to that max potential. In fact, pretty much everything when it comes to muscle building is diminishing returns, which means as you do more and more sets for an exercise, each additional set has less and less of an effect. As you eat more and more grams of protein, each additional gram is less and less useful. As you add more and more workout days to your schedule, each additional day builds less and less muscle. As you watch more and more YouTube videos about the gym, each additional... Anyway, if you look at this chart, it says 4 sets per muscle group per week is the minimum effective dose needed to increase your muscle size. And that's fractional sets, meaning for your biceps, a set of bicep curls counts as 1 set. But a set of pull-ups, which is meant for your back muscles, will also count towards half a set of biceps, since your biceps are one of the muscles that are active during pull-ups. You can tell because on the machine it'll show a transparent guy with his biceps highlighted in red. So as you can see, the more and more sets you do, the less and less efficient it gets. If going all the way down here is almost double the effort with barely any additional muscle size gained, then you might as well stick around here for your biceps to save time and energy for other muscle groups. After all, the ceiling for how much muscle you can gain in your lifetime is still basically the same, no matter how long it takes you. So what's really the point of rushing to get there? I mean, obviously you can get your dream physique faster, but even then, you'll still have to keep working out to maintain that physique. If you ask a gym bro, do you ever plan to stop working out? They'd be like, no bro, even if you're not getting bigger bro, the health benefits bro, like the bone density, the glucose regulation, they last your whole life bro. Also bro, not bro, lifting bro kills your gains bro. Well said. So if you never plan to stop working out, all you have to do to max out your potential is to make consistent progress, even if it's slow progress. The only thing you have to avoid is moving backwards, which is caused by long periods where you miss workouts, you stop training certain muscle groups, you don't eat properly, and you don't get enough sleep. Because the main reason a lot of people get stuck looking the same for multiple years in a row is they start working out 6 days a week, then they stop working out for a month, then recover the lost progress, and stop working out again, and they keep repeating this forever, doing the same weight for the same reps every session. Compare that with someone who works just 2 times a week, but never misses a week, and always tries to do an extra rep or a little extra weight. Since their progress is always consistently going up and never down, they will slowly but surely max out their potential. So the next time you feel like quitting the gym because there's too many sweats, squatting 400 pounds and making that tss sound every time they go up like a pressure washer, just know that you're only about 3 to 5 years away from being a sweat yourself. So now I'm just going to answer the most common questions I found on Google for how to gain muscle. And if you're doubting my credibility here, I've gotten 1 pixel wider since the last video. What's the best workout split? It depends on how many days a week you work out. My favorite split is whatever machines are open, but these are some good ones. Does calisthenics work? Yeah, but it's harder to make measurable progress because you're not able to add weight as easily. When does the soreness go away? After a few weeks. How do you gain weight? A lot of people oversimplify the answer to this question by just saying lift hard, sleep more, eat more. But I think the answer is a lot more complicated and varies from person to person. My suggestions would be lifting hard, sleeping more, and eating more. Is cardio necessary? Thanks again to War Thunder for being today's sponsor. Remember to use my links down below to download the game free for PC, console, and mobile. Plus, if you're on PC or console and you're a new player or you haven't played for 6 months, you get to claim a bonus pack. I'm also collecting donations in the form of subscribes to fund the next video.